Hey, this is Irvin Griffin, and I'm not going to go in too much on Channing Crowder and what he said about Russell Wilson and Sierra because I already got another video where I did that. Rather, I want to talk about the mentality. And unfortunately, Channing Crowder is not an anomaly. He's not an anomaly. Unfortunately, there's a lot of black people, I'm going to talk specifically black men, who think this way. Heck, I grew up with a lot of them, and I still run into them. And I guess in a way, I feel like Russell Wilson in some ways because I was called goofball and everything, or corny. Unlike Russell Wilson, I would be happy as heck if a woman that looked like Sierra even said hello to me, let alone went out with me. But it was often guys with the future mindset that got all the women. And I noticed this, and it goes on in all communities. Let me make that clear up front. It goes on in all communities. But I noticed it bad in the black community. I mean, the fact that even though Future is out there making money and everything, he's got a lot of hood immature mentality. Whereas Sierra wanted nothing to do with that. And yet she gets a Russell Wilson. Not only does she get clowned, but Russell Wilson gets clowned. He's called simp, he's called cornball, he's called goofball, and probably some other names I'm not thinking about. But I'm like, why? Why? Because he wants to be a decent man. He wants to be a good husband to his wife. He wants to raise his kids like, I don't know, it's almost like they get to a certain level. I'm talking specifically about black men. They get to a certain level, but they don't want to mature past that. They want to stay in high school mode. Sadly, I know guys like this. I know guys like this who still have a high school mentality, who barely talk above a third grade level. And if they could, they would stay there the rest of their lives, but not mature anything past that. And also, let me tell you something about what I've heard called the struggle love. Now that's fine if neither one of you got anything and you're both building together, that's fine. But if you're already up there on a certain level, why in the heck would you want to struggle with somebody that's not thinking on the same page or even reading from the same book? Russell Wilson apparently was reading from Sierra's playbook, whereas Future was not. So she got with Russell. And this has been 7 or 8 years? But again, sadly, I see this mentality all too often. And it's almost like we want to restrict black people. I won't say just black men restricting black women or black women restricting black men. It's like we want to restrict black people to that struggle love. I mean, if you have to go through that, fine. If you have to go through that. But there should be an end game. It shouldn't be a daily thing. That whole thing where it's the daily thing, that only works on good times. That only works on Friday. That only works in the movies, in TV. In reality, you shouldn't be wanting to do that. Because if you want to do that, you might as well be a hamster on the wheel. Me personally, I've been through a couple of struggle love relationships. Irv ain't having it. So I guess I'm a cornball like Russell Wilson. Hee hee. Well, anyway, that's all I got to say on that. I'm out.